Hi and welcome to Eclipse tutorial of an object-oriented program using inheritance. So let me start by resetting the whole system. There we go, and we can always add the amount of item that we want. Let's go for 9 and maybe 7 of those and 8 of those. And ice cream, do we want ice cream? Yeah, we want vanilla cone as well. There we go. All you just need to do is click on total, and there we go. The cost of fruit, the cost of wine, and the cost of ice cream. And here we have the total, subtotal, and final total. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Eclipse development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Java Eclipse tutorial using object-oriented techniques with inheritance. I'm going to start by clicking OK. Okay, now the application is ready. I'm going to select File, New Project, and let's select Java Project. I'm going to give my project a name. Let's just call it OO_inheritance. There, that's going to be the name of my project. Now let's click on next. There's nothing there, so let's just click on finish. I believe that is ready, so let's go to OO inheritance right here. There we go. Right click on it, and let's go into new and select order. Right in here, once you guys see this dialog box, let's select window builder. That is it right there, and drop it down. Select swing designer. Inside the swing designer, let's select window application or application window and click on next. Now let's give our OO inheritance name. OO_inheritance. That would be the name of my project. Just copy that. Let's change that to inheritance. And right here, there, and click on finish. There we go. Now the development environment, let's go in there and see what we have. There we go. That's the form or the frame. That's how the frame looks like. I'm going to go straight into the source. That's the size of it. I'm going to change this coordinate because 100 by 100 is somewhere here, so I'm going to change that to 0 by 0. 0 coordinate, and the width I'm going to change that to 1380 by 800. There we go. There. And now let's go to the form, and that's what you guys will see. Now the next thing we would like to do is let's make sure the form is selected. Go straight to the palette. Once the palette is selected, let's click on absolute layer. Select that and come right in here and click there. So the form is now absolute layer. Now the other thing I would like to do is let's look for the title. So on the title, I'm just going to call it object oriented. With or using inheritance. Let's say using inheritance. There we go, and that is it right there. Object oriented using inheritance. The next thing I would like to do is to copy this JPanel and paste that right there. Once JPanel is selected, we want to now carry out one or two changes. You see the border? I'm going to change that border to, let's give it a title. No, let's just leave it as line border, and I'm going to make that approximately 12. click on OK. Move it right up there. Something that much. Okay, I'm now going to copy this, so just paste it in here. It's going to be one here, another one, and we need about 4 of those. One thing I like to do is just click on this and just drag it that much. Let's collapse this for just for some time, and we can always come back to it and just extend it right now. Let's grab a label, paste the label right in there, and change the content of that very label to, let's change it to OO, or maybe we just call it object oriented using inheritance. Let's come in here and just change that to object oriented using inheritance. There. Okay, let's increase the size of this, and let's come in here and just change the size maybe to about 60 or whatever, and make that bold. Okay, that is fine. Yeah, and I'm gonna get it centered. Let's go back in there and just look for horizontal alignment and get it centered. Okay, there. Okay, one other thing is, let's enter a border to that. Let's see how that's gonna look like. And in here I'm just gonna copy the border, just copy that, and let's go straight into, okay, let's select that and come straight to the code right there. There we go, that's the code. So that will be, let's paste that in there and just copy this and paste it there. Right, that's the border sorted. I'll change the size of that. Let's go for about 8 and back in there. Okay, I can always increase this and bring this down a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's add another JLevel. Just click in and paste it right in there, and let's go to the icon of that very JLevel. Click on the icon, and I'm going to go to absolute part, browse to wherever this icon might be, and there we go. That's my icon. I'm just going to click on that and paste it right on. Yeah, that's fine. And let's delete the content we have in there, the text content. Get rid of that. Alright, that's fine. And let's copy this across. Right, okay, we have our logo in place, everything is ready, so move this down. And let's just drag this down much. There. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to add some labels here. More labels. Okay, let's change this border of this label, or the font size really, and change that to maybe about 16 bold, or 20 even, 20. We can always change it back. And we need a couple of these, so let's change this to, let's change the name of these to Apple. Okay, copy that, paste, and this will become, let's come down here and just change this to banana. Now let's add a text field. Alright, test field there. I think that test field maybe we can just copy that across, but one thing first, let's change the font size. And just copy another one. Okay, what I'll do now is just speed up the design of the interface, then I'll get back to you. All I just need is to add more labels and text box anyway. Okay, this is how the whole system looks now. Just need to rename it properly, that's all that is left. So let's come in here and just change that to fruit, and here we're going to change that to wine. Let's change this to, we'll call this vanilla. Vanilla milkshake. Right, that's for that. And this one we don't really need it. Okay, and right down here we change this to milkshake. Okay, so let's just speed that up as well. Okay guys, this is how it looks now. So all we then need to do is to create the parent class and the child class. So let's do that now guys. Okay, since this is an object oriented, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this for now, and we'll come right in here, and I'm going to declare the following. Let's create two classes in here inside the inheritance itself. So I'm going to right click and let's select new, and let's call that class. Let's select the class and I'm going to give that a name. I'm going to call it, let's just call it parent underscore inheritance, because I like it to inherit from the other. Okay, right, and I will create another one. Let's create another class. This other class, I'm going to call that child inheritance. Let's go back in there and right click, new, and create another class, and that class is going to be called child inheritance. Let's go for child right there. Click on finish. Okay, I'm going to now go back to the parent inheritance class itself right there, and I'll declare the following. So let's add the following data type: public, double, apple. There, that's my first declaration. So let me copy that, and the other one is going to be, let's go for banana. Yeah, and let's go for maybe cherry, and let's go for the next one, grape. Right, and just speed that up anyway. And right there guys, those are all the data type that I need for this project. And the next thing is, let me create the price for each of these items. So let's start with, I think maybe the apple. So come right here and just enter public, double, P, that stands for the price of an apple there, and let's say public, double, P, that stands for banana, there, and so on. Okay. Okay, right there I have the price for each of the items right there, and this one, let's just include the price of that. Let's make that £1 something, and this one, let's include the price of that as well. There, right, so all done. And these very ones I'm going to be using, I'm going to use that within the method, so let's cut them off and just bring it right down. Okay, I think arrange them separately, and that of tag. So those are the data type I intend to use. Right, the next thing we want to do now is I'm going to have to create a method. So the whole idea of this method is to carry out the calculation for each of these items that I have here. Like I have 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there's 3 different items here. These are fruit, wine, and this is like milkshake and so on. So I'm going to come in here, right down here. Let's create a method. We call that public. Let's just copy that, public double, yeah, public double. Let's call it get amount, and right in there let's enter curly braces here. Come right down here so that you guys can see what's happening. Okay, now the first thing is, let's call that item cost 1. Item cost 1 will be equals to apple plus banana plus cherry plus, that will be grape, and we have mango as well. Then I also have orange. There. And enter R and correct this one. Yeah, that is fine. And that is for all of these up here. I've just added them all up. Okay. The next thing is, let's enter the price for the other one. So let's copy this and then just speed that up. Alright, that's the price for the cost of the third item taken care of, the third different types of item taken care of. So now I'm just going to add up the 3, paste that in there. That means equals first item plus second item plus third item plus and there. So we can change that to number 3 items, number 2, and finally let's see to return. That will be the very first item right there, and if you notice, this error is gone. Without the return, let me show you what's going to happen. The error will be back. Okay, only if it's void, but it's not. I want it to return a value. Okay, that is the method that carry out the calculation for each of my purchase there. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is, maybe I should just take care of, let's take care of the exit first. So with the exit, what I'm going to do first is, let me declare a variable up here. So right up here, let's just paste that in there. That'll be my variable for the exit. And let's come down in here. So I'm going to create a method for that. So the method is just to from the user to confirm if they want to exit or not. So let's start by entering. Let's go for public void, because it's not returning any value. Public void. Let's move this down so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Public void I exit.
Right.
So that's going to be public void I exit. I exit system, and let's enter curly braces there. And within the system, I'm going to call, let's create an object. Frame equals new frame, and that new frame is JFrame. There. Okay, now let's use an if statement. If J option line dot, let's go for show confirm dialog, and that dialog happens to be the frame right there. And in here, let's just go for confirm if you want to exit. Close that. Alright, let's enter a comma right there, and let's call it OO inheritance. Space inheritance, because it's all about inheritance. That's what I'm calling my program, OO inheritance. Right, now come in here, enter a comma, and let's just copy this. I want the message box to display as follows. Let's press enter. Right, now in here, J option dot yes or no. Dot yes or no option. Let's go for equals J option dot yes no option. Right, and right there, let's just open a curly bracket and say system dot exit. So if the selection is yes, then the system will exit. That is mine, and that is for the exit, the method for the exit. Have a good look at it. So let me go inside the code and just call this very method before we carry out the rest of the calculations. Come right in here and let's click on, yeah, I think that's it. Let's collapse that. Now open this back and come right here. You see the exit, this very exit. There's no exit. Right, I need to create an exit button then. Okay, so let's do something else with this. Reduce that, reduce this as well, and we need a reset and exit. Okay, so let's move this here. Let's copy it like that, and I'm going to copy this very one. I'll copy them both. What is the size? Let's see the size so that we get it all right. The width of this is what? Okay, it doesn't really matter anyway. Let's just assume and copy both. Copy and paste. Right. Yeah, so one, this will be exit. Let's call that BT. Now let's change that to BTN reset, and the text content on it will be reset. And here that will be my exit. come right now here, change this to btn exit. Alright, okay, that's that done. So right click on it and select add event, and this is going to be action perform. Click. Right in here we have to create an object. The object I want to create, I like it to actually inherit it. I want the child to inherit all the properties of the parent. So to achieve that, the first thing I need to do is to call the parent. So I'm going to copy the parent name and come right inside the child there, space, just say extend that. That's all. I've just called the parent. So is the child that I'm going to create an object for now. So I'll come right in here. Let's create an object. This object will be called QExit. QExit equals new. There. That's it. I've now created an instance of that child. Okay. So that's the object created. So now let's come in here. We say QExit dot. We now need our class here. Where is it? There we go. There. That is the name of the method that I've just called. Okay. So I've called that method within the parent. This is the method, if you guys can still recall. Okay. And because the child inherited all of the properties of the parent, that is why the object that was created was for the child. And that's all there is to it with the exit. So let's run the program and try out the exit. Yeah, let's run it. Okay, try out the exit button. Click on that. There we go, guys. You see the exit is working. No, I don't want to exit. And yes, I would like to exit. You see how it works? So that is fine. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.